For this one here, we're going to divide a line into any number of equal spaces. So we're going to take a line. I'm going to construct a line here, and I'm going to make this line, let's just say 4 inches. So I set my straight edge up. I'm going to go from 4 to 8. Okay, let's label this AB. And this is a 4-inch line. So I want to cut this. Let's say we're going to cut this into 7 pieces. Exact pieces. So you have 4 inches divided by 7. Mathematically, it's possible, but just not pleasant. But there is a geometric way to divide this evenly, right? There's actually more than one, but this is one of my favorites. So all we need to do to start this is from A, I'm going to draw an acute angle. Okay, I'm just going to switch colors. Go with orange here. So from A, I'm going to draw any acute angle. It doesn't matter how long it is. So really, what dictates the length of that is how many divisions of this line you want to create and how you set your compass. Okay, that's really the only factors in this. So if I want to divide this into an even number of spaces, I'm going to set my compass at a pretty small radius. This works on the large scale too. I'm going to set my compass at a pretty small radius, and I'm going to set up right at A. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scribe an arc just through this acute angle down here. And that radius does not matter. Okay, I just picked a distance knowing that I'm going to put 7 of these all the way down this line. So I just set something up that's going to work. So that's 1 space. That's 2 spaces. 1, 2. I'm just going to keep going. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last one, 7. Okay? I've done this a couple times. That's why my guess was even pretty close. Right? But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now this will divide this into 7 equal spaces. And this is the fun part. I'm going to do this in green. So what you want to do is you want to take your straight edge. Okay? Set it wherever right now. And then you got to take your square. I'm using a small one for this because the big one doesn't fit in my workspace right here. And then what I want to do is I want to take the square and I'm going to line it up with point B and this 7th intersection point here. So I'm going to set those up so they meet exactly. Okay? So I'm hitting the 7th point and I'm hitting the end point B. Now what I want to do is bring my ruler in. So now the ruler is flush to the bottom edge of my square. Okay? Now for this part to work, you can't move the ruler. At this point, the ruler must remain stationary. Okay? However you choose to do that, however you need to do that, that's how this one works. So I'm just going to put a lot of pressure with my hands on this ruler so it doesn't move, because this is the magic of this one. I lined up this square to be in line with point 7 and B, the end of my line. Now, to divide this up evenly into my spaces, I just slide the square along the straight edge until I get the square to the 6th point. And then I'm just going to put a mark up on my line. Slide the square to the 5th point, put a mark up. Slide the square to the 4th point, put a mark. And then repeat. Until you get down to 1. Okay. And there we go. So now, what I have just done is split this line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into 7 equal pieces. Okay? You might be thinking to yourself, well, this was pretty close to 90. right, sitting here, well, it's not 90, first of all, right? If I were to line this up with this edge here, right, it's close. Oops, sorry, my head was in the way there. It's close, but it's not quite. It's a little off, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to do another one here just to show you real quick. I'm going to start with any length line. I'm not even going to measure it. I'm just going to draw a line. So let's say I have this line here, right? Let's just label that A, B. And I want to cut this into 5 equal spaces. So I just draw any acute angle, right? And then I set my compass up to any convenient radius that'll work. I set it up on A. I draw an arc through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next up is exactly the same. So I'm going to take my set square and I'm going to line it up with the last point being the number of spaces that you want. I'm going to line it up with the last point and the end of my line, so at B. And now I just take my straight edge and I line the straight edge up with the bottom of the square. Okay? Now that this is set right, and I have this on this mark, it should hit the end of my line, which it doesn't here. So I need to adjust this just slightly. So it's going to hit the end of my line and cross through the 5th one. Okay, and I think now I'm set up okay. So now I slide to the 4th intersection, put a mark, slide to the 3rd intersection, put a mark, slide to the 2nd intersection, put a mark, and then slide to the 1st intersection and put a mark. So now, in this line AB, I split this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal spaces. And you can grab your ruler and check if you want, but all 5 of these spaces here are equal.